Hey everyone, Dawn Virgins Tarot. I am here with your December 2023 general collective reading for air signs. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cards have been pre-shuffled. They have been laid out. And what was I gonna say? Um, there is a lot of like representation of each of the air signs within this spread, which is always very affirming, you know. You have the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Gemini, Five of Swords, Aquarius. The Empress is resonance of that Venus Libra energy. So, yeah. So thank you again for being here. By the way, so we're starting with the Empress and the Eight of Swords. Empress and Eight of Swords. Someone is starting to slip a little bit. Someone is starting to kind of backtrack or go backwards, like they're not fulfilling either an obligation or they're not sticking to a commitment that they've set out to do, or they're kind of losing sight or losing focus of the bigger picture, or something that they wanted to attain is falling to the wayside, because possibly for some people this is kind of a stressful situation, like the means that they have to take to get to a certain point. It is stressful. This could be involving people, a group of people. It could be involving a person in like a relationship. There could be a distraction. There could be something going on in someone's home life or environment that's making it hard to focus on something else, or something going on in someone's workplace regarding people that may be, I don't know, that maybe it may be kind of like a competitive environment. It may be people that are just sycophants and minions, and they, you know, your energy kind of counters it. Like there's something that sets you apart, and that's causing, you know, how people are, you know, there's something maybe intimidating about your energy, or something different, you know. So there are a couple of different things. I do feel that for some people, if this is something that you've lost vision or lost the focus of, it could be involving something creative or just something that you have a passion for. It could be something artistic. It could be something that's entrepreneurial, but something that you have a love or passion for, or had at some point. Eight of Swords, it does talk about being kind of stuck or in this kind of state of self-deprecation, like looking, you know, despair maybe, but it's, and I don't want to say that it's kind of self-induced, because even when there are things that we can get, even the emotions that we can control, it's still, and when we're dealing with it, it feels like it's hard to control. So it's like you can't help, you know, when you get into this kind of depressed state or whatever the case may be, but you just kind of hope that you can channel it, or that it just kind of goes away, you know, or that situations improve. But whatever this is indicating to me that is something that you do have more control over than what you may feel like you do. But again, it's not to diminish, because feelings associated with that type of, like, you know, with depression or anything like that, they are valid, you know, but it's just understanding and being hopeful that this too shall pass, you know, and there may need to be some adjustments or some sort of, you know, navigating around certain things, but it'll happen. This could be some negative feedback or people kind of trolling online or something like that as well. You know how people can be, or leaving like bad reviews on something just to be, you know, negative. But yeah, for a lot of people, this could be relationship oriented as far as the distraction aspect, or as far as what it is that's causing this lack of focus in other areas. Like there may be someone who's with a person that feels kind of intimidated by their growth, or seeing their person grow and elevate. You know, some people may be too insecure to handle that. So it's like, I get for a couple of people, it feels this energy of someone kind of manipulating or trying to manipulate the mind, speaking, you know, worst case scenario, and speaking negative They're speaking negatively and trying to deter their partner's progress. Or this again could be in the workspace, someone speaking negatively, trying to defeat the competitor, or hoping that it'll push you away somehow, or hoping that that you won't overshadow this person somehow. Haters, as they call it. But in the advice, we have the Ten of Wands and we have the Temperance energy. So that is saying that for some people, it's about powering through. And just being patient and knowing that this is about to come to a head. Things are about to, like you're about to come out of a situation victorious, having completed something that you have set out to do. Now, this Page of Wands is indicating that for some people, again, there may need to be some adjustments. One destination, there are many ways to get to it. Sometimes we get comfortable and sometimes we don't want to do what it takes to, because like we don't want to have to reroute, when it's taken us so long to get there in the first place. But sometimes the road that we navigate to or detour off of, it's just a smoother ride, so to speak. So, but for some people, this could be someone is impatiently or is tired of waiting on someone who is not fulfilling their obligation. In a couple of cases, this could be kind of semi-literal in the sense that they're waiting on something to be fixed, something that is broken in their home to be fixed, like by a landlord or something like that. They've been kind of talking about it and putting it off and lollygagging. So, but that's for a few people. I feel like something is going to come to a head with that, but I do feel like, it's about speaking up and not continuing to let time, just go on because they're starting to get too comfortable and not taking it as serious as it should be taken. But if you open up and speak up, that things will get resolved. But again, that's just for a few people. Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. Five of Swords and Eight of Cups, both of these depictions, and this isn't the outcome, but the one thing they have in common, we can see in both images, there's someone who is walking away. Someone who is just choosing to not engage. We're not going to sit here and talk about this or argue about this. In the Five of Swords, he's just like, I'll be back, go ahead and take it in. Enjoy it while you can. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to simply come back another day and try to beat your score. They're friends. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Cups. So this is more of like, how friends get very volatile sometimes when it comes to games and stuff. But if you follow their story, because, all of these characters have a story throughout this deck. And they're not resigned to just one element. They're kind of all over the place. So... but yeah, the Five of Swords is, he's walking away. He's not going to engage, this because he knows in this purple, you can't see his expression that well probably, but there's this level of arrogance, like, like I beat you, and he's going to continue to rub it in, and then it's going to make him get angry. And so, it's just like, okay, I'm going to just walk away from this. I'll see you tomorrow at school or whatever. The Eight of Cups, this is someone, incidentally, the feminine energy in this Eight of Cups is also the lady in the Ten of Wands. And in this cup, it looks like she's leaving. She's not leaving for good. She's not walking out. But she's leaving to go back to work. She's been at home. She's had a kid. She's been kind of confined. And she's ready to make herself and her needs a priority. She's leaving baby girl with that. And she's focusing on her career. She has the blueprint in her hand, and you see where she's at this point. She's coming to the end of her first major project since going to work. So for some people, this could be kind of literal as well. Like we mentioned, being with someone who may be intimidated or insecure about your progress in a particular vein. As far as like what you may be exposed to, who you may be exposed to, that you may level up from them or something to that effect. Again, someone trying to talk you out of something, but it's about standing your ground. Page of Wands, standing your ground and going for what you want. And alternately, and as I look down here at these because I haven't really noticed these oracle cards. But now that I'm looking at it, when I see I am in charge of my emotions, you know, this was resonant in this Five of Swords, you know, instead of engaging the energy, instead of talking and saying what you're gonna do or what you're not gonna do, or, you know, letting someone have it, you know, even if you're giving them like a good talking to, even if you go off on them and make them look stupid, it's still some form of engagement. Sometimes it's just better to show and prove, and definitely not stoop to that level. Like if you're being trolled, you know, just block, you know, you don't have to say, you know how like when you're online and people always have to like announce, well, I'm unsubscribing, or I'm not going to do, you know what I mean? Like some things just go without saying, just do it, you know. It shows a lot of maturity. And then on the back it says, what can I do in the moments I feel powerless? When am I most likely to feel a particular emotion? How can I remind myself of the power I have over my emotional state? I mean, yeah, it is, you know, engaging in nonsense, it just kind of keeps things festering, or going back and forth, you know, with this person who may be trying to keep you, not hostage, but just, you know, keep you from thriving, you know. It's giving too much power. Like, you can't give people your power. This is your life, you know, and you should live it as you see fit. This one says, I refuse to compare myself to others. I am unique. Okay, I am unique and perfect just as I am in this moment. So, yeah, as far as any type of like the competition, you know, again, whenever there's something about you that kind of sets itself apart from the standard, you know, like this Judgment card, you see these people here and they just have this kind of cult-like vibe. And anything that challenges that, or their beliefs, or their way of doing things, or their weird procedures or habits or whatever, you know, it's like anything that goes against that, it's like, oh, you know, or anything that outshines it, you know, or that may be a little more skilled at it, or may have this way about it that goes against just bobblehead type of mentality or minion type of mentality. It's like, oh, you know, it's like you can become a target, but never change, never dumb down, never become a part of the, you know, sometimes I understand we have to do what we have to do, but don't let people change you, you know, don't let anyone take away that, you get what I'm saying, so on and so forth. How do I feel when I fall into the comparison trap? How am I different from those around me? How can I learn to love those differences? So those are questions, you know, you have to ask yourself, because a lot of times when we're getting all of this hate and stuff, it makes us kind of introspect, but it shouldn't, you know. It's this quote that I saved. It's on this phone, so I can't look at it right now. It's something about, like, I'm not going to say it right, but it's something to the effect of, whenever you start to align with the majority, it's time to reassess, or time to rethink, or something like that. It's a lot more eloquent than that, but yeah, it just feels like, you know, you may be the type of person that goes against the grain in a good way, and that can really make people intimidated and feel threatened. And of course that manifests through anger, that manifests through pettiness, and through, you know, this competitive, like persnickety type of attitude, or, you know, however you want to frame it. But just don't let it, again, I'm not saying to walk away. That's something that you'll have to make, you know, the judgment call. But I do feel like if this is something that is regarding your dream, or something that you really want, you don't have to put up with these type of people, you know. You don't have to, like, there has to be another way, like whether you're choosing to see that or not. But again, there are different situations in varying degrees, so you'll have to take that for what it's worth. But this says, I'm grounded and at peace. When do I feel most peaceful? How can I continue to express this peace within my life? Peaceful. I think that goes back to what this outcome, I feel like eventually someone's going to get fed up, like this Temperance. Someone's going to get tired of holding this pose and this stance and waiting for a resolution. It's just time to learn when to walk away, even if it's not necessarily walking away from something for good. It's just about leveling up and not allowing something to bring you down. You know, if somebody is meant to be on your journey, they're going to come up to where you are. They're going to meet you at where you are. They're not going to make you come down to where they are. You know what I'm saying? My mind is an open, empty pool. What kinds of thoughts am I inviting into my mental space today? How can I facilitate relaxation today? My mind is an open, empty pool. Like this Eight of Swords, which it kind of, it's very contradicting, because the Eight of Swords, it feels like there's a lot of restriction. There's a lot of, I don't know if I can do this, or, there may be someone who is still engaging with people that they know aren't the best. Because, it could be like this Five of Swords. People smile in your face, but then they're like snickering behind your back. And which in this case, two young guys playing video games, that's okay. That's kind of how that goes. But in this particular facet of whatever you're dealing with, this is speaking about kind of setting yourself apart, not having to deal with it. And even if this is someone who you have to work with or be around, you definitely don't have to engage it, and you definitely can still kind of create your own little, I don't want to say bubble, you know what I mean? Because it feels so isolated or so, but in certain spaces, maybe, you have to kind of create your little bubble if there's something that if there's a greater good or a bigger goal that you're trying to achieve through these methods. So, yeah, Nine of Swords, Judgment, Page of Wands. This is just saying to me, like when I put, the Nine of Swords and Judgment, it feels like, kind of like what we've been saying, this group of people that may not have your best interest at heart, or a group of people who you feel like you don't fit into. If you have a partner, maybe they're part of a religious sect. Even if they're not like really like pseudo-religious, they could be using some sort of doctrine or principles or something like that to hold it over your head, to make it feel like you're doing something wrong by taking a particular action towards something. Because you see that Nine of Swords kind of worrying and stressing about it, but it feels like, yeah, this is some sort of collective, or feeling ostracized from it. But this is a really good thing. I feel like it doesn't feel like it because of the fact, again, these may be people who you have to deal with. But this Page of Wands is saying that, okay, there's still some fire left. Like the fundamental essence of what this is regarding, it still remains. It's been muddied due to people, due to our own self-deprecating belief, due to maybe our mate or family, but there's still some fire left. So now it's time to work on us and the things that we can control, as far as our availability to these people, our access to these people, and our way of going about accomplishing something or attaining something. Because again, there are more ways to get to one destination than just the main road. There are a bunch of back roads, or you can fly in a plane and skydive down, however you choose to go about it. There are many different ways. So I feel like there may be pressure or something like that, or maybe this is something that this person has considered, but again, like someone keeps trying to lure them back, or someone maybe gaslights and make them feel like they're being unreasonable, or they're not seeing things clearly, like you have an inclination that someone is being shady or being less than authentic, but it's like, well, like they try to play with your intelligence or something, or insult your intelligence. But it's about knowing what you know, and it's about focusing on your main goal, and not making people a priority, or even letting people have a voice or input if they're not on the same journey with you and they're trying to uplift you. So yeah, that's what I have. Hopefully that made sense for whoever it was for. Again, we have also Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we have a little Taurus, we have a lot of Sag, and Pisces as well. So, but yeah, that's what we have for you guys. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your November and your December. Dawn Virgins, bye.